Harris chooses Walz. The political landscape just shifted. Kamala Harris has made her choice. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is her running mate for the 2024 presidential election. This announcement sends shockwaves through Washington and beyond. Can this Midwestern Democrat help Harris win the White House? Harris, known for her sharp intellect and tough questioning, has selected a partner with a different style. Walz, a former teacher and National Guard veteran, projects an image of calm competence. Can these two contrasting personalities gel into a winning combination? Only time will tell. The selection of Walz is a clear signal from the Harris campaign. They are targeting the Midwest. This region, often called the Heartland, could be crucial in deciding the election. Will Walz's appeal to working-class voters be enough to turn the tide in these battleground states? Who is Tim Walz, and what does he bring to the table? Born and raised in Nebraska, Walz dedicated his early years to education. He spent over 2 decades as a geography teacher and high school football coach. This experience instilled in him a deep commitment to public service and a belief in the power of education. But Walz's path took a turn in 2006. He won a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives, representing a largely rural district in Minnesota. This victory surprised many political pundits. It showed Walz's ability to connect with voters from diverse backgrounds. In Congress, Walz earned a reputation as a pragmatist, someone willing to work across the aisle to get things done. He served on the Veterans Affairs and Agriculture Committees, advocating for his constituents' needs. This experience gave him valuable insight into the challenges facing rural America. In 2018, Walz set his sights on the governor's mansion in Minnesota. He campaigned on a platform of pragmatism and unity, promising to bring people together to solve problems. His message resonated with voters, and he won the election. As governor, Walz faced a series of unprecedented challenges. The COVID-19 pandemic tested his leadership. The murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis sparked nationwide protests and calls for racial justice. Through it all, Walz strived to project an image of calm leadership. Walz's supporters point to his handling of the pandemic as evidence of his steady hand. They highlight his efforts to protect public health while also supporting businesses and workers. His critics, however, argue that his lockdown measures went too far and harmed the state's economy. The murder of George Floyd presented Walz with another defining moment. The incident, captured on video, sparked outrage and grief across the nation. Walz faced intense pressure to respond decisively to the unrest that followed. Walz called out the National Guard to restore order and pledged to address systemic racism in policing. He signed into law a series of police reforms aimed at preventing future tragedies. These actions were praised by some but criticized by others as being insufficient. The events following Floyd's death highlighted the deep divisions in American society. They also underscored the challenges facing leaders like Walz, who are tasked with navigating these complexities and finding common ground. Family man, more than politics. Beyond the political stage, Tim Walz cherishes his family life. He is married to Gwen Walz, a fellow educator who shares his passion for public service. The couple has 2 children. Walz often speaks about the importance of family. He credits his upbringing with instilling in him the values of hard work, community, and perseverance. These values, he says, guide his approach to leadership. In his limited spare time, Walz enjoys spending time outdoors. He is an avid hunter and fisherman, activities that allow him to connect with nature and find respite from the demands of political life. Democrats rejoice, Republicans react. The announcement of Walz as Harris's running mate has sparked a flurry of reactions. Democrats are largely enthusiastic. They see Walz as a safe and steady choice, someone who can appeal to a broad range of voters. Republicans, meanwhile, are quick to criticize the pick. They paint Walz as a radical liberal who is out of touch with mainstream America. They point to his record on issues such as gun control and abortion as evidence of his supposed extremism. The Republican National Committee has already launched a series of attack ads against Walz, attempting to paint him as a puppet of the radical left. Democrats counter that these attacks are misleading and desperate. They argue that Walz's record shows him to be a moderate who is committed to finding common ground. Can Walz swing the Midwest? The selection of Walz is a clear indication that the Harris campaign is laser-focused on winning back the Midwest. This region, once a Democratic stronghold, has trended Republican in recent elections. Walz's appeal to working-class voters and his moderate image could prove to be an asset in states like Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. These states, often referred to as Rust Belt states, were crucial in Donald Trump's 2016 victory. However, Walz also faces challenges in the Midwest. His support for gun control measures could alienate some rural voters. His association with the National Democratic Party could also hurt him in areas where there is deep distrust of Washington elites. The road ahead. A nation watches. The 2024 election is shaping up to be one of the most consequential in American history. The stakes are high and the outcome is far from certain. Tim Walz's selection as Kamala Harris's running mate has injected a new level of intrigue into the race. Will his Midwestern roots and his message of unity resonate with voters? Can he help Harris rebuild the blue wall in the Midwest? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear, all eyes are on Tim Walz as he steps onto the national stage. The nation is watching, and the pressure is on. Thank you for watching. Please share and subscribe.